What's up, guys? This is just a quick breakdown of the guitar tone I got for my cover of Circle the Drain by Wage War. Not a professional by any means. I'm just going to show you the exact settings I used in case it helps somebody else get started. For the recording, I was using my Jackson Juggernaut ET7. It's tuned to drop F, which I know is not the original tuning, but I found a tab that's in drop F. I had a guitar in drop F, love Wage War, decided to give it a rip. I did double track the rhythm guitars. It's actually something I do with all of my covers. I just really want the rhythms to sound wide and as huge as possible. It's the same tone on both sides, so I don't do like different cabs or different settings per side. I just really try and focus on getting two really tight, solid takes, and then just hard pan one left, the other one hard panned right. Um, so yeah, don't overthink that. If we jump right in though to the plugin, the exciting stuff, we're gonna use the Archetype Nolly X plugin for this one. This is like a staple plugin for me. I seem to always go back to this one. I just love it right out of the box. Don't have to do much tweaking, but starting with the pre-effects, we are running an overdrive pedal just to tighten things up. You'll see that the drive is actually off or all the way down, but I did turn up the tone and the level just a bit. And again, that's just to tighten the low end, make sure things don't get flubby, um, which can definitely happen with these low tunings. Quick A/B test so you can maybe hear the difference. We'll go isolate the guitars here. So off, on, off, on. And in the context of the mix, give you kind of a taste of that as well. On, off. So again, really all it's doing is it's tightening up the low end. It gets a little muddy there, especially around some of the chugs maybe. And then it adds a little bit of brightness. And then moving over to the amp is really doing most of the work here. I kept the gain a little lower than I used to for sure, and let the tightness come from the tracking and like my playing instead. I landed at gain being just a little over 5. The bass I did pull back. I mean, it's the nature of the heavy gauge strings I'm using, the low tuning. So definitely brought that back. I'm landed right at about 3. Um, the mids I'm pushing just a bit. And I've actually started pushing mids, really because I've noticed that it actually translates well. The guitars translate well on phone speakers, with the mids pushed just a bit. And I expect most people are consuming this content on their phones versus like some badass studio monitors. So I landed at right about 6 on the mids. Treble, presence, they're pretty balanced. I really didn't kind of do much. Again, this amp sounds killer just with the default, like out of the box settings. Um, but any more gain than this, especially with the overdrive pedal activated, it just starts to feel fizzy for me. Especially again when I listen back to it on the phone speakers. Um, so yeah, that's really it. You'll notice I do turn the cabs off, EQ, post effects here in the plugin. I'm actually going to be outsourcing the cabs to the GGD Studio Cabs. I absolutely love this plugin, and all the cabs sound killer no matter what amp I'm running, depending on the cover. Um, but here I've got the Ingle XXL with an SM57 for the bite, and then on the MD421 mic, I've got the Mesa traditional cab. Um, so I feel like this is a pretty solid combo for modern metal. and definitely one that I seem to go to pretty frequently for most of my covers. But that's it. Uh, on the front end, I did do a guitar bus here where I do have a little bit of EQing going on. I can show that to you guys as well. Nothing drastic at all. I feel like all pretty basic moves that everyone's probably familiar with. I always do a pass here at around 70 hertz to just kind of get rid of some of the low end rumble that you don't need. We've got a cut here at 120, and this is really just to clamp down on some of the palm muting and the chugging. And then this is a classic area where you just hear a lot of that like high end whistle or kind of like fizz sound. In fact, I can show you real quick what I mean. So just really trying to cut some of that out. You know, again, if we isolate here, it gets pretty obnoxious pretty quick. So definitely want to cut that out. And then you can see too, I mean, we're not taking much off. Just some of this low end rumble that, I mean, no one's going to hear anyways. But that's it. Yeah. So, you know, pretty basic. Um, that's my tone. You know, I hope that this is useful. I'm planning to do one of these videos for most of the covers I do moving forward. I know this is something that I found really useful when I see others do it, and hoping that I can just provide value to maybe somebody that's getting started and not really sure how to do any of this. So let me know if this format actually helps. Would love the feedback, and appreciate you guys.